Hey guys, good afternoon. This is Barbara with My Redo. Today is Wednesday, June 12th? Today 12th? And yesterday was my weigh-in day, so I am going to jump into that real quick. I did not get to make my video yesterday. I am sorry about that. I am approximately halfway home right now. I was on the phone with a friend whose husband died yesterday, so I waited to do this. I did try doing my video this morning, and while I was in the middle of doing it, my husband called, which kiboshed the video because I couldn't just continue because, like I told you before, I do not know how to splice them together or edit, and I don't have the time to learn. So it is what it is. So anyway, let's see. My name is Barbara, and I am 5'1", and I had a gastric band, a realized gastric band, back in 2011, which really did nothing for me. I had some loss and then gain, but I'm already further now than I was then. So finally, I got approval last year to get the band removed and switch over to a bypass. And I had the band removed in September of 2018, and I had the bypass on December 4th, 2018. Did I say I'm 5'1"? I'm always forgetting to say my height, and then I listen to you guys, and everybody says their height, and I keep forgetting to tell people I'm short. I'm really short. So for day one of my pre-op diet before the bypass, I was 250 pounds. So yeah, very short, more than double the size I should be at that height. And day of surgery, I was 241.6. Last week I was, did I say 240? That's 241.6. Is that what I said? I don't know. I ask you like you can respond and tell me, right? I think we all do that. It's so funny. So anyway, last week I was 184.3, and yesterday I was 182.3. So I did have a loss this week of 2 pounds, and that puts me at a loss since surgery of 54.3 pounds, a loss since my pre-op diet of 68.4, and a loss from my highest back in 2010 of 89.4 pounds. So 68.4 so far total since I started the pre-op diet. And that comes to, in percentage-wise, of my excess loss. If I count my excess loss from day one of my pre-op diet, I've lost 56% of that excess loss. And I think since I mainly count my weight loss from that point, I'm going to count my percentage from that point. And what it also means is I've lost 53% of my goal. So my goal is to lose 130 pounds, and I'm at 53% of that. So 68 pounds. Okay. I had hoped to be at 70 pounds lost, I think, by my 6 month last week, and obviously I didn't make it. I'm a little closer now. Excuse me. Last week I know I was, really negative, and I'm partially sorry for that because I don't want to bring anybody down, but I'm also not sorry because we're all here to be real about this. We're here to get support. So if we're feeling down, say so. If you guys are feeling down, say so. That's how we know to help build you up. And it was nice to get those comments that I got that were helpful in, helping me feel better, helping me think. And even if you say things I already know, it's still good to have that resounding board, to the reminders. And it helps to know that sometimes, there's more than me that go through that. And when somebody reminds me that they go through it too, it's helpful not to be the only one. Plus, we have new people constantly coming into the community, and it helps for them to see the realities. If they're researching or if they're going through a hard time, then they see somebody else has been there. They know it helps them to pull forward too. So I'm okay with saying when I'm really feeling devastated or down or depressed about my loss, even if people think I shouldn't be, even if I think I shouldn't be. The fact is that's how it is at that moment, right? Yesterday, not really depressed or disappointed. I'm okay with the 2 pound loss. It's about what I expect for this week. Last week should have been my big loss, which I didn't get, so that's why I was disappointed. So I didn't meet my goal for the month and all that. This was the little loss. Usually that second week is a little loss. And then week 3 and 4 are usually gains are staying the same. Now, what's going to be bad is if I do gain, then I really don't have much room to play, because if I gain, then that'll put me back to almost, a month and a half ago. So that if I gain next week, I'll be really depressed. Now, one thing that seems to be affecting me, and I don't know what's going on, because this is the first time this has happened to me in a long, long time. My cycle was supposed to come last week, and it didn't. And now I'm into another week, and I don't know what's going on. Now, I am going on 46 years old. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to start menopause. I hope not. I really don't want to yet. I wanted to wait on that till I was at least in my 50s or 60s. But I know anytime after 35 it could come. And since my mother died at 51, and we weren't close, so I don't know if she hit menopause or not. And my grandmother died at 40, so I don't know that at all. So I don't have any knowledge of what to expect, in my family, how my family works, because everybody's dead. And I just have to play it by ear. So I figured if I don't get it, maybe this week, I may call my doctor, see. I guess they can test you and tell if you're, I don't know if it's hormones or blood work or what, where they can test for something to tell that you've started menopause. At least if I know, then I can, do whatever I have to do to try to work through it, I suppose. But, so I don't know if that is causing me some issues with my weight loss. Am I starting to have hormone issues? I'm not sure. I don't know. It also might be stress. I've mentioned to you guys that I've been having, there's been things going on with my son. Well, he made a decision last week that very negatively and terribly and grievingly affects our whole family. And I've been trying to come to terms with it. It's very, very sad for me, very depressing for me. So I've been very stressed and very depressed and crying a lot. And that may have something to do with it. And for the most part, I'm doing good and not turning to food. But I think there was one day where I was like, yeah, I don't care, I'm having this. And then I realized I couldn't really eat it because I had a couple bites and was like, darn, I'm full, but I wanted it. I wanted to not care that day. And I couldn't even make myself eat my emotions away, right? So, who knows? But just so you guys know, I may have that stress on me. So I'm trying to come to terms with, he'll be 21 this summer, and I have to accept that he's going to make choices. He's going to make them on his own, and he's going to have to live with those choices. It's just hard because a lot of the choices he makes are affecting all of us, not just him. And I think sometimes people don't realize that when we make choices and we make decisions and we do things, we do affect other people. And when we think it's just me, it's just my life, and if we're selfish in that way. Now, I'm not saying we have to try to please everybody. Oh, no. I'm an advocate for sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and you can't worry about pleasing everybody. But there are certain things that could be chosen not to be done because it's going to hurt everybody in your life. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to broadcast his business, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys exactly what's going on. There are a couple of you guys that I'm willing to talk to off screen. If you want to, if you're curious or you want to be supportive, you're more than welcome to email me, and I will share in confidence. But I'm not going to blast this around on the internet. It wouldn't be appropriate. It wouldn't be respectful to him and my family and stuff. So, but I'm willing to talk privately. Just for that little extra support or understanding. It always helps. Maybe it'll help me find ways not to try to eat my feelings away. I thought I had a non-scale victory to share, but I can't remember what it was. I think I told you guys I bought some new dresses that I'll be wearing at the end of this month. So when I'm all duded up in them, I showed one on Instagram. I didn't like the way the photos looked of the other two, so I did not post those on Instagram. I didn't have my shapewear or nothing on under it, and it just, but, they look decent, but I know I need my shapewear and stuff, so when I actually put them on for that day and stuff, I'll try to remember to take pictures, and then I can post them on Instagram. If you're not with me on Instagram, I would love to connect with you guys on Instagram so we can keep up with each other. It's _my_redo is where you can find me. Or tell me yours and I'll come find you. The shirts I bought about a month and a half ago or whatever they do seem to be getting a little loose. They're not too big for me by any means yet, but I can tell they are loosening up. So that's that. My feet, I can tell they're shrinking, which is helpful because I tried on I have a stack of shoes in my closet that I haven't worn in a few years, and they're cute high heel shoes and stuff, and there's two reasons I couldn't wear them. One, the gaining weight made my feet thicker and fatter so they didn't fit in there, but also because the amount of weight I had would hurt the ball of my feet so bad I couldn't wear them long enough. But I also have a bunion issue that's gotten really bad over the years, so I'm going to look into, now that I'm actually losing my weight, I'm going to see if I can't get that fixed this December. But just out of curiosity, over the weekend I tried on one of the pair of shoes and it didn't kill my bunion to put it on, which means my foot must have shrunk enough to not be putting so much pressure, because when a shoe cuts right across it at a certain point, it's just painful. It's really painful. So I have a hard time with that, but I might be able to be getting into some of my shoes if they're not cut in that manner, and that made me happy over the weekend. Now I got to figure out what to wear with, because the clothes I used to wear with I don't have anymore. So I think I could wear it with my new dresses, but I'm going to have to buy a purse or a clutch to match it, because I don't want to have a black purse and cream shoes and a green dress, right? So I'm trying to work on my style. I'm not big on style or fad or fashion, and I'm not a very girly girl. I don't own purses. I actually own one purse that I use more as a bag to carry my tablet in that I have. I use pockets. I'm not a purse person, but I'm trying to be, at least for certain events, to get some so that at certain events, like when I'm dressed up, I can carry that with my things in it, because I won't have pockets. So I'm trying to build on my accessories. I had bought, when I was on my vacation back in March, I had, for the first time in years, bought a couple belts. One that fit me and one that was too small. The one that fit me is now too big. I'm going to have to drill holes in it to keep wearing it, because the biggest hole right now, the belt's too loose. So victory there. The other one that was too small, I can now wear it on the first hole. So it's weird how these are made, where there's not, the one ends up on its final hole is too big. The next one I can get to the first hole. So there should be more holes on the other one to get you through till you get down to the other, the smaller one, because I'm gonna have to drill my own holes so that I can keep wearing that till I get into the other one much better. I think that's it for my goals. I mean, what do you call those things? NSVs. Fitness wise, I have not worked out since my son told me to lose last week. I've just sort of been in I've kind of lost a lot of motivation right now. It's probably the shock and depression right now. Trying to come to terms with the new situation of things, and trying to figure out how to move forward. So and I've been letting myself be too busy. I have a lot of schoolwork. I have a lot of work. I ended up doing a lot of things that took up a lot of my time over the last few days. I'm on my way to physical therapy right now for my sciatica, and we'll just see where that goes. And I don't know if I'll go home and work out tonight or not. I have homework for my psychology class. I started my next college class last week, and this class is one of the social sciences they require, and it's called Industrial and Business Psychology. I hate that they make you take these social sciences and stuff, but since they do, I try to look for things that might be beneficial to my career, and this one seemed like it could be worthwhile. So it's a completely online class, which is nice, and I get to take it at the community college and save a lot of money, because the college I'm going to, a 3-credit hour class is something like $4,300, whereas the community college, a 3-credit hour class is $450. It's seriously 10 times less. And so I'm doing it there. And what's great is because it's at the community college, it's going to be a transfer credit. I don't have the stress of having to get an A. I need to get an A or B to get reimbursement for my job. I have to have a good grade, but I don't have to stress about it. So with everything going on with my son and work and overtime and all this, it's nice not to have that stress. Now, of course, I'm the kind of person, I'm pretty anal about it. I'm still going to do the best that I can possibly manage to do, and I'm still going to try to get an A, because I can't help it. That's what I try to do. I'm so crazy, nerdy, anal about it. But the fact that because of what's going on, my mind may not be totally focused. Maybe I won't do so well on a test or something. The fact that if I get a B, it won't hurt my GPA at the actual university that I go to, because it just transfers over as a class that's passed, and I get the credits for it, and I don't have to worry about it on my GPA. Now in the fall, that's when I have to really worry about my GPA. And so I'm still trying to decide in the fall if I'm going to take 2 classes or 3. 2 classes is hard enough. I'm debating on a 3rd one, but if we're still pretty busy and working overtime, there's no way I'm going to try 3. So it's quite likely I'm just going to do 2. It's just a matter of determining which of the 6 classes I can take, will I narrow it down to the 2 or 3. Like I said, I might do 3 if I can take, a nice sort of easy load type class, but probably just going to do 2 just because of where things are. But I'll know more closer to July and August. That's when I have to know by, is in August, and I've signed up for all of them just so that I have a spot in the class. And then maybe a couple weeks before, I'll make my final decision, because I have to turn in paperwork for work to get signed approval for everything. So beyond that, I think that catches you guys all up. I do want to say shout out to Mitchell in Minnesota and Little Kansas Kitty. Thanks for the mention on there. I know I'm so confusing with everybody. I confused you guys with changing my name. My Redo now. It used to be Barb's Do-Over. You're right, and everybody still says that, but it's My Redo now. Because remember, I changed it because something goofy happened with a friend. I almost got caught with making videos with my friends on my YouTube, my Instagram thing. But shout out to what is it? I think Fat Downey. You're doing really good, sweetie. And Scotty RNY, you're back on track. How great. See, I keep doing this. Beauty True. I saw your stuff on Instagram. Nice dress, by the way. And Dottie, I don't know if you saw my message last week, but I hope you're doing well and feeling better. I saw part of your video this week, and I commented pretty quickly on it. Linda Takes It Back. I think you're doing a really good job, hon. Yes. Oh, smaller in NC. Jamie, you go, girl. Going to the gym. You're getting pretty regular there. Great for you. And who else? I still haven't heard anything from Rachel on my way down, and I'm wondering have any of you guys heard from her? I'm a little worried because she's been missing in action and she's not responding to my text messages, so I'm worried about her. Annie, you keep doing them long lives, girl. I can get in every now and then, say quick hi, but you don't do your little shorter info videos anymore. But last time we talked, you were about, I think, making an appointment to go see him because you finally hit your BMI goal. So how did that go? Where are you at? We need to get in touch. I need to hear from you and know how you're doing. I'll try to keep an eye out for your next live so I can get in and ask you. Otherwise, if you want to comment or you have my number, text me. That's all that's coming to the top of my head at the moment, guys. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad if I missed you. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm trying to give shout outs each week to those I can think of. And Meet and I, you guys gave a nice comment last week, and I really enjoy. They just had their surgery, guys, and I think they had them the same day. Like, they're doing this as a couple. It's really cool. So if you look up that channel, it's called Meet and I. You can join in with them too and help support them on their endeavor in this. I think they both had VHG. I'm going to say that's it for me, guys. I will talk to you again next week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. And again, thank you so much for all your support and your kind words. And we'll just keep moving forward together, right? 1 pound at a time, 1 ounce at a time if it has to be. But we will get there. We will not give up. None of us. No giving up. Nobody's allowed to give up, all right? Take care. Bye.